You think staying ahead means moving faster than others. You think planning means telling yourself every move out loud. If you want real advantage, learn to move without leaving shadows. Being 3 steps ahead is not speed. It is sequence design. You are not racing others. You are arranging the order of events. Order creates reality before most people even start thinking. When you arrange order, outcomes feel inevitable to everyone else. You never notice this, but it controls you more than persuasion. The first secret is controlled. Attention before controlled action. Whoever steers attention, steers decisions without touching them. Decisions follow the last thing taken seriously by the mind, so you decide what to notice and what to ignore. You train your awareness to hunt pattern, not drama. Ask, what repeats here and what changes here? Repetition reveals systems. Change reveals leverage. Leverage is the quiet road to invisible advantage. Build an attention budget for every interaction. Spend most attention on pace. Fewer on words, least on approval. Pace shapes timing. Timing shapes conclusions. Conclusions shape stories. Stories become beliefs that guide future moves automatically. Beliefs are the engine your rivals never see. The second secret is mapping predictable loops. Every person and group runs on loops of trigger and response. Identify the common triggers, then list the common responses. Find the response that always follows 3 beats later. That third beat is where unseen control lives. Tiny changes at the third beat shift the entire loop. You adjust that beat by changing pace, framing, or sequence. You do not fight the loop. You rewrite it gently. Practice state scanning to avoid becoming visible. Scan your breathing. Shoulders and jaw every few minutes. Tension announces fear. Stillness announces certainty. Frenzy announces neediness. You want quiet. Energy that reads as grounded, and selective grounded bodies make other bodies. Change rhythm without discussion. Rhythm control is strategy disguised as personality. The third secret is building pre-decisions. A pre-decision is a rule made before heat arrives. When heat comes, you follow the rule without thinking. Rules beat emotions because rules survive pressure untouched. Create rules for pace, questions, and exits. For pace, speak slower under pressure, never faster. For questions, ask one clarifying line before any answer. For exits, leave gracefully when noise replaces. Information. These rules keep your position clean and your options wide. The fourth secret is silent sequencing through planted constraints. Constraints shape choices without appearing to shape them. Offer only paths that lead toward your preferred outcomes. You are not limiting freedom. You are ordering possibilities. People feel free while moving inside your designed corridor. Corridors are built with time limits, criteria, and default actions. If no answer arrives by tomorrow, we follow Plan 1. If energy rises, we pause for 2 breaths before continuing. Defaults and criteria look like fairness, but function like steering. The fifth secret is micro-forecasting in rolling windows. Forecast the next 2 minutes, then the next 20 minutes. Repeat this rhythm until it becomes muscle memory. Guess the likely move. Prepare a calm alternative. Hold silence. Most people reveal their plan while filling your silence. When they reveal, you refine your forecast and stay ahead. Your quiet becomes radar for hidden intentions. The sixth secret is question architecture. The right question makes people show their map without resistance. Use purpose questions, threshold questions, and boundary questions. Purpose questions reveal outcomes. Threshold questions reveal limits. Boundary questions reveal leverage. Examples are, what outcome matters most here? What must be true for this to work? What will you not accept under any condition? Answers expose pressure points and safe exits. With those points, you guide without appearing to guide. The seventh secret is pace inversion. When others speed up, you slow the exchange deliberately. Slowness. During pressure signals, internal authority. Authority shifts attention away from their urgency toward your structure. Urgency loses power when it cannot recruit your body. Once recruited, your body spends your future for their present. Refuse. Recruitment by returning to breath and tempo. Tempo is your quiet shield and your hidden sword. The eighth secret is emotional escrow. Never pay emotions in full while information is incomplete. Place feelings in escrow until data arrives. Acknowledge pressure with 1 sentence. Then return to questions. I see this as urgent. What evidence supports the urgency? This keeps connection alive while preventing manipulation. Emotional escrow protects calm without killing warmth. The ninth secret is asymmetry of visibility. Show less of your internal process than you observe in others. You do not hide, you curate. Curation means sharing conclusions, not anxieties. When people see anxiety, they attack rhythm. When people see conclusions, they adapt rhythm. Show enough to build trust, never enough to lose leverage. The 10th secret is option stacking without announcement. Hold 2 clean alternatives for every important moment. Never reveal both. Reveal one and keep one silent. If pushback appears, offer the second as a generous adjustment. Generosity with structure earns cooperation without sacrificing position. People relax when options appear, and they follow clearer lanes. The 11th secret is pattern interruption by gentle reframing. Conflict loops feed on predictable replies. Change one word and the loop loses fuel. Swap why with what, and feelings become information. Swap always with often, and blame becomes calibration. Swap should with could, and pressure becomes possibility. Small words redirect large outcomes. The 12th secret is narrative temperature. Control. Keep words cool when rooms get hot. Cool language reduces emotional temperature without shaming anyone. Try lines like, "Here is what I am seeing." Try, "Here are the workable options right now." Cool words carry weight because they conserve energy. Conserved energy becomes attention. Attention becomes quiet power. The 13th secret is rehearsal under mild. Stress. Train when stakes are small, so reflexes appear when stakes rise. Simulate urgency with timers and background noise. Practice slow breath, short sentences, and steady gaze. Repeat until your body obeys your rules automatically. Automatic discipline is invisible advantage during chaos. The 14th secret is exit literacy. Exits are not surrender. Exits are resource protection. Have 3 exits prepared before entering any difficult exchange. Exits include time boundaries, scope boundaries, and decision deferrals. Say, "I will continue for 10 minutes. Then we pause. Say, "This stays within agreed scope. Otherwise, we reschedule." Say, "We will decide tomorrow after reviewing the facts." Planned exits keep dignity intact and strategy alive. The 15th secret is networked memory. Keep brief notes of patterns, triggers, and effective lines. Review them weekly to refine your playbook. What worked under pressure becomes your standard. What failed under pressure becomes your teacher. Notes turn experience into structure instead of nostalgia. The 16th secret is calibrated generosity. Give value early, but in precise doses. Generosity opens doors. Excess generosity opens cages. Offer help with clear limits and timelines. When help has edges, respect grows around it. Edges are the frame that make the gift useful. The 17th secret is strategic ambiguity in small doses. Mystery sustains attention longer than explanation. Be clear on direction. Be brief on details. Details arrive just in time, never all at once. This keeps momentum while preventing sabotage. Sabotage needs full maps. You release only street by street. The 18th secret is reputation as silent armor. Reputation is the story people tell when you are absent. Build it with consistency, not announcements. Show up the same under praise and pressure. Predictability becomes trust. Trust becomes leverage. Leverage becomes speed. Speed bought by trust. Looks like genius to the untrained eye. The 19th secret is refusal to defend ego. Ego. Defense burns time and reveals weakness. Replace defense with direction and next steps. Say, "Here is the plan. Here is the timing. Those who want noise will fall away quickly. Those who want progress will come. Closer progress is the filter that saves your energy." The 20th secret is inner stillness during outer movement. You can move clearly while feeling almost nothing. Feeling less is not apathy. It is precision. Precision keeps you 3 steps ahead while appearing relaxed. Relaxed minds see more paths than tense minds. Seeing more paths is the essence of advantage. The 21st secret is post-action neutrality. After the move, drop the outcome from your mind. Carry lessons. Release attachment. Attachment makes you predictable in the next round. Neutral. Minds reset faster and adapt sooner. Adaptation is the real crown of invisible strategists. Combine these secrets into a living system. Never a rigid script. Systems breathe. Scripts break. A breathing system adjusts pace. framing, and sequence on command. You walk through rooms unnoticed, yet everything bends with you. You look ordinary, yet your timing feels supernatural. That is not magic. That is disciplined attention wrapped in calm. To test your progress, measure rhythm, not applause. Did you slow the rush? Did you quiet the noise? Did you keep options open? Did you leave clean exits? These metrics tell the truth without flattering you. Truth without flattery is the diet of mastery. Remember the line that anchors the manual. Stay curious longer than others, and act later than pressure demands. Curiosity collects data, patience reveals patterns, timing wins quietly. This triangle is how you remain 3 steps ahead. Use it in conversations, decisions, and negotiations. Watch how events begin arriving where you wanted them. One final calibration keeps everything hidden yet effective. Do not brag about foresight. Demonstrate consistency instead. People will feel guided without feeling controlled. They will credit themselves while following your structure. This is the cleanest influence. Invisible yet measurable. Are you ready to move without leaving footprints? You think being ahead means predicting the future? But prediction is only surface-level awareness. You think anticipation is luck? But it is built through invisible observation. If you want to stay ahead, learn to read what others ignore. To stay 3 steps ahead, you must stop focusing on events. Events are outcomes, not origins. Origins hide inside tiny behaviors, pauses, and word patterns. You never notice this, but human rhythm always exposes intention. The first method is pattern triangulation. Most people look for meaning in words, but meaning hides in timing. Study when people reply, not what they say. Early replies signal anxiety. Delayed replies signal leverage. Observe how tone changes. Between comfort and confrontation, people reveal their hierarchy through tempo before they reveal it through words. Control begins with recognizing who accelerates and who waits. The second method is micro-response tracking. In every conversation, people leak emotion through one of 3 channels. Eyes shift, voice tightens, or breath changes. The shift happens the moment they feel uncertain or defensive. Note that moment. It is your future. Map. Their reactions draw the path you can follow silently. You move where comfort ends and control begins. The third method is emotional delay. Mapping. When people pause before reacting, it means they are calculating. When they react instantly, it means instinct is leading. Your advantage is in that half-second of delay. If you mirror their delay, you sync with their rhythm and predict their move. If you slow even further, you step beyond their control zone. Whoever sets the emotional pace decides the intellectual outcome. The fourth method is silence insertion. Silence is not a pause. It is a psychological weapon. Place silence where emotion expects confirmation. When someone seeks reassurance,
give stillness instead of comfort. When they seek validation,
give curiosity instead of reaction. Their nervous system fills the silence with confession. People explain themselves. To calm the discomfort you create, you become the listener who hears truth others never hear. The fifth method is strategic curiosity. Never ask questions to gather facts. Ask to reveal motives. Facts end conversations. Motives open doors. When someone makes a statement, ask why it matters. When they show emotion, ask what result they expect. Each answer uncovers one layer of hidden architecture. Information builds walls. Motives build maps. Maps show routes 3 moves ahead. The sixth method is controlled predictability. You must be consistent in rhythm, but unpredictable in decision. Predictable energy earns trust. Unpredictable action protects leverage. This balance keeps people relaxed, yet uncertain. Uncertainty is not chaos. It is subtle control disguised as freedom. You set patterns of reliability, then break them on your terms. When people cannot map you, they follow you. The seventh method is mental decoupling. Most minds attach outcome to emotion. You separate them cleanly before acting. When emotion surges, pause and ask one question. What is the data? You train your brain to scan reality, not narrative. This habit prevents manipulation through urgency or fear. You respond to structure, not stimulation. The eighth method is reverse escalation. When conflict grows, lower your energy instead of matching it. Conflict feeds on symmetry, not opposition. Mirror calmness until the other mind loses momentum. Once the emotional tide drops, insert your logic like an anchor. Calmness in turbulence appears like intelligence to reactive minds. They start following your tone, not your argument. The ninth method is long memory, short exposure. Remember every pattern, but never show that you remember. People reveal more when they think you forgot. You store their emotional fingerprints quietly. Use them later to guide timing, framing, and tone. Knowledge unspoken is the purest form of advantage. The 10th method is time displacement. Make every decision as if it were already history. Look at present. Pressure through the eyes of your future self. This mental shift erases urgency and expands foresight. You act slower, see wider, and decide cleaner. Your calm presence becomes prophetic to those who chase moments. As these methods merge, you start noticing something strange. You do not chase opportunities. They begin orbiting around. Conversations move the way you pace them. People reveal what they think you already know. Your silence creates stories that others rush to confirm. You are no longer ahead because you predict faster. You are ahead because you control rhythm while others chase reaction. And when rhythm belongs to you, so does direction. But here comes the paradox. When everyone starts following your calm, how do you keep them from discovering your real advantage? You think your advantage is in what you know, but it is in what you hide. You think strategy is movement, but it is actually invisibility. If you want to stay 3 steps ahead, you must master concealment in plain sight. The moment people sense that you are calculating, they resist. When they believe you are open, they reveal everything. Your task is to appear transparent while staying unreadable. You never notice this, but control dies the moment you look like you have it. The first rule of hidden control is intent camouflage. Never show your goal directly, only your curiosity. Ask about their ideas, not their opinions of yours. Make them feel ownership of the conversation's direction. When they feel they are leading, they lower their guard. You quietly guide the flow from underneath, shaping conclusions without pressure. You are not fighting the current. You are shaping the riverbed. The second rule is controlled self-exposure. Share enough personal details to appear human, but none that reveal leverage. People trust what feels relatable, not what feels perfect, imperfection. Disarm suspicion faster than authorities. Small flaws as psychological camouflage. Show a touch of uncertainty in areas that don't matter. This creates space to hide confidence in the areas that do. You look open, but your center stays sealed. The third rule is shadow empathy. You mirror emotional tone without agreeing to emotional logic. People confuse empathy with alliance. When you understand their emotion, they assume you share it. You do not. You use empathy as radar to see where emotion steers reason. Once mapped, you steer reason back toward structure quietly. They feel seen, yet unknowingly move toward your frame. The fourth rule is predictive silence. You speak less, not to hide ignorance, but to amplify perception. Each pause becomes an empty stage. Others rush to fill. Silence makes people reveal hierarchy, desire, and fear. Listen for what fills the pause first. That is their true motive. The one who fears silence, the most always holds the weakest position. The fifth rule is dual framing. Always prepare 2 interpretations for every event. 1 public, 1 private. The public frame keeps surface order. The private frame holds strategic truth. You never confuse them. When asked for your view, give the public one first. It maintains stability while your real calculation continues. Silently, this separation protects you from reaction and buys time to decide cleanly. The sixth rule is invisible influence. Loops, you do not argue. You adjust incentives. Instead of saying what people should do, you shape what feels natural to them. Adjust environment, timing, and tone until their choice aligns with yours. They believe it was their idea, which makes it permanent. Influence that feels chosen cannot be reversed. The seventh rule is rhythm manipulation. Conversation is not words. It is tempo disguised as thought. Control the tempo, and logic follows your pattern. When tension rises, you slow your rhythm until theirs matches. Then, you shift 1 beat slower again. They will follow. That micro shift turns dominance into surrender. Without awareness, people mistake rhythm control for mutual understanding. It is actually guided surrender through pace. The eighth rule is predictive. Restraint. You sense when a situation is about to escalate. Instead of resisting, you absorb the wave by stillness. Stillness resets others' nervous systems while protecting your control field. You say nothing, but everything adjusts. The power of restraint lies not in stopping conflict, but in redirecting it. The ninth rule is emotional encryption. Train your face, tone, and body to deliver neutrality under pressure. Neutrality forces others to project their own assumptions onto you. They will misread calmness as agreement or superiority, depending on their need. Both readings work in your favor because they reveal identity, not yours. You become the mirror that teaches you about them. The 10th rule is memory distancing. Never correct people when they misremember your past actions. If their version of history serves your current goal, let it live. People protect their own memories more than the truth. By allowing their version, you let them protect your narrative for you. Perception. Maintenance requires less energy than reputation repair. Soon you begin to notice that nothing around you feels accidental anymore. Conversations unfold exactly where you guide them. Conflicts collapse before they reach you. People trust your calm. Without realizing it controls the tempo of their decisions. You walk through tension untouched because tension bends around your rhythm, but mastery has a hidden risk, the illusion of total control. The question that begins every fall is simple yet dangerous. When no one can outsmart you anymore, what starts controlling you instead? You think mastery ends with control, but control is only the middle stage. You think intelligence means predicting everyone else, but real intelligence means predicting yourself. If you want to stay ahead forever, you must learn how to outthink your own mind. The greatest threat to long-term strategy is comfort. When your methods start working too well, you stop updating them. The same patterns that made you powerful begin to blind you. You never notice this, but advantage decays the moment you stop questioning it. The first law of sustained foresight is self-surveillance. Watch your thoughts the way you once watched others. Study what triggers boredom, irritation, or superiority. These are not moods. They are signs that perception is narrowing. Boredom means you stopped learning. Irritation means someone touched an unguarded insecurity. Superiority means you are walking into a trap of ego. Self-surveillance is how the strategist keeps himself invisible, even to himself. The second law is tactical. Humility. Never confuse being ahead with being untouchable. You remain 3 steps ahead only when you assume someone is 5. This mindset prevents stagnation and reactivates vigilance. Tactical humility is not weakness. It is armor disguised as awareness. It keeps your power adaptable, never predictable. The third law is information fasting. When you absorb too much noise, foresight blurs. Data overload feels like insight, but it kills intuition. True clarity comes from selective ignorance. Choose fewer inputs and study them deeper. Ignore everything that does not move a decision forward. Knowledge without filters is noise disguised as preparation. The fourth law is reset through solitude. Solitude is not escape. It is recalibration. It is where you test which thoughts are yours and which are reactions. Strategists who never retreat eventually think like the people they lead. Distance restores perspective. Step back often enough, and your timing resets to precision. The fifth law is energy neutrality. To stay ahead, you cannot emotionally attach to outcomes. You must treat wins and losses as data points, not identity marks. Emotion locks awareness into the past. Neutrality keeps it floating above time. You are not detached. You are elevated. You watch patterns instead of pain. You analyze motion without drowning in it. The sixth law is rotational empathy. To outthink systems, think from every position inside them. See through the eyes of the opponent, the ally, and the observer. Each angle reveals a hidden rule that the others miss. Rotational empathy turns perception into a circle, complete and fluid, and the strategist who understands every angle stops being predictable. The seventh law is signal isolation. Every environment floods you with distraction, pretending to be urgency. Most people react to volume instead of pattern. Train yourself to isolate signals from noise in real time. If it repeats, it's important. If it insists, it's manipulation. If it disappears when ignored, it's irrelevant. Signal isolation is how calm minds stay decades ahead in moments The eighth law is psychological minimalism. Complex minds love overcomplication, but clarity belongs to simplicity. Reduce every plan to 3 steps. Purpose, process, protection. Purpose defines direction. Process defines pace. Protection defines sustainability. Everything else is decoration, useful to appearance, useless to survival. Minimalism gives speed without chaos, clarity without coldness. The ninth law is influence decay awareness. No, influence lasts forever. Every system adapts to your method until it stops working. The world studies what it obeys to remain invisible. You must evolve faster than your reflection. Never announce change. Let it appear as natural growth. Masters update methods silently, without visible rebranding. The 10th and final law is mirror detachment. Once you master rhythm, empathy, and foresight, others will start mirroring you. They will copy your calmness, your structure, your silence, and the more they imitate, the more they believe they understand you. Let them believe, because imitation creates static, while observation creates movement. You are the movement they cannot replicate. That is how you stay ahead, by staying fluid while they freeze into form. And then, one day, you stop chasing control altogether. You realize foresight is not about manipulating events, but aligning with timing. You no longer plan outcomes. You adjust frequencies. People feel your presence, not as dominance, but as inevitability. You don't need to win because you are already synchronized with direction. This is the final layer of hidden mastery, stillness that moves everything around it. The manual ends where awareness begins. To stay 3 steps ahead, you must first disappear from the race, because the one who no longer competes rules every competition.